Hey, what's going on everybody? Blades here and today for you another video of Black Clover Mobile. In today's video, guys, we're going to be going over another comment by you guys here. And this is going to be going over PvE related events. If you guys are interested in that, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. We're nearly at 190 subscribers, still trucking along to 200. Y'all are still keeping it pushing, so thank you all for that. But we're gonna go ahead and do this. Now, yesterday's video was a video based off a comment as well. As I did say, if you guys want your comment to be featured, be sure to, of course, make it really good, of course, intelligent, everything that you can. And our boy did it again. He put another comment on yesterday's video. We actually had another comment as well by my boy Blazing Boy here. And actually, I have to freaking have his name right away because I remember his Discord name. I gotta make sure he wants me to say that later. But there also did a really nice comment as well, which if you guys can want to read both of these in detail, you can. Just be sure to go to the yesterday's video here, in which his comment I will be doing tomorrow's video most likely. I'll probably get it pre-recorded today, so you guys will be able to see that exactly on time. But we're gonna be going over this comment here, and this one is mainly just because the boy did it again. Okay, he did it again with some more ideas here. It was mainly going over guild content as well as different things that you can possibly do with the guild mates here. And I'm actually going to use this as a PvE related idea. Now, when it does come to PvE, you guys, we already know it's not always going to be the best of things when it comes to certain games. Let's take in account for, let's say, let's take into account for Grand Cross. Grand Cross has some PvE content, but the story, after you're done with it, you can't do anymore, of course. PvE itself is very lackluster in that game. It isn't as difficult unless you're doing the bird and or the newest boss that recently just dropped, which is the deer. Now, those are the real hard PvE content. There really isn't too many hard, difficult content or any real, like, actual you get to help your friend type contests. You guys get what I mean here. Now, one of the few things that Starter Space actually ended up going over here was with guild events. He wants limited members inside the guild where you can pair up with 3 people, or seeing that this game will be most likely at 4v4, you can pair up with 4 people and each of you control 1 character. Now, this I don't really want to limit to just guilds, right? You are like, it would be cool to have it in just guilds as well, but I think this is something that they need to have as just an open multiplayer function. Because let's say they make a ton of like instances and stuff, a ton of like different bosses and stuff for PvE. This is just going on the fact is if they do something like this, right? This would be really cool. I'll actually go and expand more on what I'm talking about, most likely in another video as well. But let's say if they do like something like where you're able to choose your 1 character. Now, each of us have probably heard of the legendary Blazing, whether it's good things or bad things, in which they had a mode where you can play multiplayer, in which you can just do these type of different little missions or instances, but each of you will be able to choose a certain character or choose 1 character in order to get through the mission. Now, this is something that I haven't really seen anyone else do, and it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like My Hero, where they have the whole, like, I forgot exactly what it was called, the agency thing where you're allowed to play with each other. And I would like something like that, but just in the form of a turn-based kind of. I think that would be pretty dang cool. It definitely was one of the few things that were pretty dang cool inside of Blazing as well. And this is something that I feel like if they did, it would be pretty awesome, because we get more people incorporated into actually playing these PvE related things. They can make them really difficult, and then it makes the people who are playing together actually think a little bit, come up with different strategies, try to see what affects what you can bring to actually beat this said dungeon and stuff like that, and make it actually interesting with some decent rewards. Now, they can also do this by having them, of course, in raids. You can do that as well, or do them with certain like free-to-play events where people can at least farm with each other. Now, this is going to be some game that's going to take some cooperation to an extent, so I do hope they do that. Now, he said there he was thinking about 3 players and getting clapped by the Dark Triad event, where you're fighting some of the minions here, and then you fight one of the main Triad bosses. Now that is something that could be pretty dang cool as just like a actual event. Now you can of course do this like with guilds, as he is stating here, the main lead part, but having that as just a PvE event where you're just like, crap man, my friends ain't on, you know what, see if I can get some homies on Discord. Let's get some homies on Discord. Let's all queue up online, play with each other. We ain't in the same guilds. We just all vibing out our own thing, doing it for our own game. And you just group up together and you go take it out. That is pretty dang cool. That would be pretty dang cool. Or heck, if you don't even got anyone to go with it, forget this, man. I don't need people. I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna go play with some people. It's even cooler. That's even cooler. You get to actually just play with different people, meet other characters, other people, see different strats that other people are doing, different characters that other people are doing, and friend them, you know? Get to try it out, do different things like that. That was one of my things in Blazing that I enjoyed, which was like you had your characters that worked, but then there was other characters that maybe worked better than others that not all the time you always knew at least off the bat of your head. So when you get to see people play certain characters and be like, dang, he's that good, I might want to summon for that character. Or hey, I might want to freaking get up this character to be used for this event because hey, it might be pretty dang cool. So I think that would be an awesome function, especially for PvE. And then of course, more PvE instances like 7 Deadly Sins has a tower. Having something that is a continuous like survival type of deal would be pretty dang cool, where you're just going against more and more enemies with Asta or the gang. That would be freaking awesome. Not gonna lie, it's a good way to at least give out some miniature prizes to slowly build up something, and it just continuously gets harder. Now that would be something that's pretty dang cool. And then let's say you make it to the top, right? Or like you're the highest of this area. Blazing has something called Tower of Trials. Now this was something where you fought different people's teams and slowly just climbed up the ranks here, in which at different milestones you got different prizes. That is something they could possibly do as well. But something that I would like with it is the competitive aspect. You give people another PvE function that's all PvE, which is good. Like, it's PvE related, but you're climbing to the top, right? You're climbing to be that ranking person, that best person, to get the best you can get out of that event. That is something I kind of wish that happens here, and I could see it happening with different like bosses and mini bosses and stuff like that, such as like the Dark Triad probably being one of the highest bosses in the tower and stuff like that. I think that would be really, really cool. Now another thing he mentions is guild clash fighting against 4 other players and playing with 3 people, and or playing with 3 people. Now this would be cool. Now this, I can admit, should stay a guild type of deal, right? Because then you have to really rely on your guildies. You get your boys and call, you be like, hey boys, we got a guild clash that's going on. We got some other people that are pretty dang strong. Let's come up with like a strategy of sorts. So you guys don't get to see each other's teams, of course, before you start. So you just bring whatever. And then at that point, when you both see each other's teams, one of you each turn is gonna attack or something like that, right? It's gonna be somehow based like this. I haven't really fully thought of it, but like, it's something that you guys can kind of paint the picture in your mind, where you'd be like, okay, boom, I'm gonna hit this one, boom, I'm gonna hit this one, and then like you go back and forth to see exactly who you might want to focus, who you might want to help out, what you want to do with buffs, stuff like that. It can be something that's really, really cool, and it is something that they can capitalize off, seeing it's a non-story content. It could be something that's really PvE or like another PvP type of base thing that can at least extend some living things, right? Like we have Grand Cross and other games that literally do guild wars. So why don't we have a guild clash type of deal with this game? I think that would be really, really cool to at least see here. And then another thing that we wanted to do was, of course, some competitive PvP things here. Now this is a PvE video, so I wanted to try and at least have something out of the PvP range here. So I want to have at least another competitive PvE system as well. Now he talked about PvP here, but I want to try to do PvE with this. Now if you guys don't understand what I meant, I kind of referenced it earlier with the Tower of Trials thing, or the Phantom Castle thing. With Naruto Blazing, they did that perfectly. You're fighting technically PvP teams, but it was still PvE. Now that is something I hope they do something like this, especially for a competitive scene. It would be very, very cool. Yes, the whales, yes, will be at, like, if they're like on it like 24/7, yeah, they would be at the top, because that's how it was with Blazing. But at the same time, if you were just on it 24/7 like all the time, I know when I was on Blazing like that, a lot of the time when it came to Phantom Castle, I would be hitting top 10, top 3 because I just played too much. I just played it so much, kept going. It didn't really hurt me to stop playing. It didn't hurt me to keep playing. So I just was like, hey, I can choose what I want to do, whether I want to stop, where I want to keep going. It's just a PvE competitive scene. You do what you want. It's just a survival type of deal. I think that would be pretty dang cool for them to do here. But that was it for the video. This was PvE related. If you guys want to see his PvP ideas as well, that would be pretty dang cool. I did notice just now I caught myself with the whole idea of guild clash, which is a PvP related thing. Yeah, I get that. But you know what? I was in the moment. That was pretty dang cool. I'm not gonna cap. But if you guys were interested in this video, be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. If you are new, I do daily Black Clover information here, you guys. So till next time, everybody, I'll see you guys later, and keep up the great work, man. Y'all are killing it. So peace out.